Crackle Pop, we are back.
We are back.
Some of y'all thought it wasn't going to happen again, you know? Thought it was over.
Back.
But it's not
Back
over.
again.
We just had to take
Guess
a hiatus.
Who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
You know, we just start back like it's old times. Like
The
nothing
good
ever.
old days.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it again. I've said this before. How come you can turn everything into a song? Some kind of words remind you of a song a lot of times. Why is that?
Say that again.
Words that you say remind you of songs.
Or maybe, are you talking about a phrase that you say?
Maybe.
And not just a word, but...
Maybe. Like,
And that'll bring back a... Yeah.
guess who's back?
Well, yeah.
Shady's
It jogs
back.
your... Because a lot of times it's your... might be a
Back
favorite
again.
song or something.
That is not a favorite song.
Well, it sounds like it because you know the words.
That's all I know.
Yeah. You look like an Eminem fan.
Elliott Sadler, Eminem fan?
Yeah.
They probably don't even know who Elliott Sadler is.
I'm sure there's a few rednecks out there that knows.
Are you saying I'm a redneck?
I didn't say that, but you have been to Talladega, so
So, and I
that
had to buy
makes you part-
pants.
Yeah. Well,
We'll just leave that right there.
no, I think you better tell a story behind that and just not leave it where it's at.
No, let's make them wonder
No,
why I had to buy pants at Talladega.
tell them.
Because we had pit passes,
Right?
and you had to wear pants, and I had shorts on.
Because we didn't know ahead of time.
We didn't know. And so I had to go buy $50 sweatpants.
Yeah. You had to get whatever because
they-
it was like
yeah.
we're not going unless you did.
And I was going.
Yeah.
They were blue. I don't remember who they were. I don't think it mattered who they
wasn't-
were.
I mean, it was something that you didn't
It was
want.
the cheapest pair that I could find.
Yeah, something that
$50.
you would normally not buy. But the thing was about it, the bad thing about it was it had rained.
Yes.
And so we had a tour guide. And when we went down, is it Pit Road or Pit Row?
I thought it was pit row.
Pit Row, whatever.
I don't know.
He told us that if it
We're
rains.
such big race fans.
Yeah, well, I get that. Road, I don't know.
I know, me. Yeah.
So when you go down there, he was telling us that, were we on golf carts? Or did we
Oh
just walk?
yeah, we might have been for a little bit,
Yeah.
for just a little bit.
So he's explaining to us because there's several of us, and he says that because of the rain, a lot of times they won't bring the cars out because of the rain, but a lot of times you would see the drivers. But if it rains, they normally won't be in the pit area or out and about like they are. So of course it rained, so we didn't see anybody.
I don't see anybody.
We saw like the president of Talladega.
Yeah.
Saw him.
But I mean, it wasn't raining when we was down there. They could have come out for a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, give us what we paid
I don't
for.
remember if it had rained some.
I think it just rained some.
Yeah, I think that's why it was.
I
But
think.
when we did have the race, it did rain, and it ended up getting postponed.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Got postponed to Monday, so I don't remember how many laps got in or anything.
Then we
like
didn't get to go back. Or you and your friend went back. Or you couldn't go back. One
No.
time you went with a guy, didn't you?
that. Yeah, he went with us. I'd forgot about that. We all went.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we went twice, wasn't it?
I thought we
Just-
went 3.
Oh my goodness,
We
Okay.
don't know.
2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Well, I thought it was 2 both times. Well, I guess that was 3.
It was.
Because if you don't count the postponed one because of the rain, I always remember the twice that we went, Dale Jr. won both of them.
Right.
So that would make 3. One got postponed, and the 2
Maybe
other-
that's why I think it's 3 then. Yeah, you're right. Maybe
well, that would
that's
be right. So
Ooh, there went a spark close to the TV.
we are outside once again, but we have changed locations. It's getting cool enough now to where we've got the first fire pit of the year,
We are in Freedom Square
Freedom Square.
with no lights.
Our little fire pit. We do have a TV going out here, and we've got the Tennessee. I don't have my glasses on. I can't.
Florida, Tennessee.
Even, Florida,
game.
Tennessee game. I took them off so I could read this right here. So
Oh. You got to have them on.
Yeah.
Take them off. Put them on. Take them off. So you can't see the
I
little
see,
writing, or do you have your
no.
contacts out?
my contacts are out. So
Okay.
So I can see there's a fire in front of me, and then just
I'm going to need you to put those glasses back on before you stand
just
up.
past that, I see a wall with a TV on it, and I see little things running around in orange. And on the other side of the screen, I see white, and I couldn't tell you. I guess that's blue on their bottoms.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So we've been, what'd we say, 3 weeks?
I think if we didn't release this one, it would be 3 weeks. We've just been tied up.
A lot's happened.
Life gets in the way.
Life
and then
does get in the way.
we had gotten to where we were starting to. This comes out on Mondays, and a lot of times it was getting to Sunday night where we were having to record.
And we had to quit that.
And it's a big time. Well, it's a little bit more of a hassle for me than for you.
Yeah.
But there's just there's just stuff always going on and stuff. So,
Always.
And we don't want to, if we release this on Monday, we don't want to sit down on a Monday or Tuesday and record for the following week. That just seems so early. But then by the time a Thursday or Friday drags around,
we got to let life happen a little bit for that week.
Stuff going on, busy. So
a lot of stuff's happened since we recorded.
Tell us.
We've had bomb threats around our county and the schools.
That's right. We have, for some reason, just constant for a couple of weeks.
For a couple of weeks.
And it
was 2 in 1 week. Then they found one kid that done it.
Yeah.
And I don't know about the other. And then it's just crazy. Then, so you had the bomb threats.
So if you're a kid, preteen, teen, whatever, what makes you think that you're not going to get found out about by doing this? Whether you post it on social media, whether you call the school with it, whatever it is, how do you think you're going to get away with it?
Right. I mean,
I don't know why I got this light on, by the way.
They can find out with the technology we have these days.
And a kid can't keep their mouth shut. They're going to tell somebody.
Well, that's how they knew, because kids was putting it on Snapchat.
Yeah. And wasn't this kid that we're talking in particular was on a bus they're going home? Is that correct?
Yeah.
When they,
so that was crazy.
I don't know.
I don't know why kids think they can get away with it.
That's the bad thing about when you've got kids is they do dumb things. And this right here affects you.
Yeah.
You get, I don't know what all the
because you got to take it serious, because you never know if it's going to be serious or not. And then it gets all the parents in the tears. I mean, it gets everybody in the tears because you never know. You just never know. Yeah. You just can't play like that.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
You just can't do it.
You can't be too careful.
No.
I mean, there's no way to stop this. There's really not. We put resource officers on campus. That's great now. That will definitely help to having like an active shooter situation.
Right.
But then when it comes to what we're talking about with kids that want to pull a prank by either doing something on social media or doing the phone call, mom and dad can't even fix that problem.
No.
You don't know your kid's going to do that.
No, you
I mean, you can tell them right from wrong, and they all, all kids do something. They're not, perfect. Well, none of us are perfect.
None of us.
I mean,
that goes back to that social media we talked about. How we didn't give Nicholas social media.
Yeah.
Till he was
18.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry, I don't have to be your friend right now. At that age, when you're in high school, I'm your parent to guide you.
Yeah.
We can be friends later.
Well, I think it's like us. If I'd have had social media when I was in high school or preteen or whatever like that, there's no telling what stupid thing I would have done, and all my buddies would have done. So I just think that's the right thing to do. Give them a phone when they're 12, 13, 14, especially when they've got school activities. They need to call mama to come pick them up when their cheerleading practice is over or whatever. Yeah, but you got to get them off this social media crap. Just my opinion.
Yep. We all have our own opinions.
Yeah. I mean, that might be harsh. There's going to be some mamas out there going to be like, you've lost your mind, but that's just what we do.
Little Johnny and Susie's got to fit in.
Well, I know.
We got to let them do it.
The only thing Nicholas missed out on is all the drama that you get off of the social media.
Right.
Of course, he was not happy with us. And we've talked about this before. But he just knew it wasn't going to happen. And then when he turned 18, it's almost like, what? You're on your own now.
That's all he does now.
Hope you make the best. But everybody's that way. So you can't just...
he wakes up, he grabs that phone, he's on it.
Yeah.
takes it to the
Well,
bed.
that's what everybody does.
Yeah. No, I got to rest from it for a minute. I'll make sure I ain't had no phone
I'm
calls.
talking about people. Some people might not be on it in the morning times, but they're hot and heavy all day long and through the night.
Some people work on it, though. He don't.
Well, I'm just saying.
So where are we going now? So we had bomb threats. What else have we had?
We've
Two
had
hurricanes. 2 hurricanes.
And I've really not watched any news when it comes to seeing pictures and stuff. I did see some of the Milton, when it hit North Carolina.
That's the first one, right?
Yeah.
I had a friend that buys nails from me, and we follow each other on TikTok. So I had a friend I had kept checking on her. And during this time, her husband had to be put in the hospital, and they didn't have any power at the hospital. I think his appendix ruptured or something. I think that's what it was.
That's what you told me.
Okay. And so they were in the hospital, couldn't do surgery until they got power back. And it's been 14 days, and she just got power back at home yesterday. 14 days without power.
That's crazy.
I just can't imagine. I mean, and he's been, finally had his surgery or whatever. So, I mean, that couldn't have been fun being home with no power and you're not feeling good too. So,
are we sure it's a ruptured spleen if they sent him? They didn't send him back home, right?
I said appendix.
Oh, appendix, whatever.
No, they done the surgery. When they got power, they done the surgery.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if it was ruptured, you can hold off on doing the surgery for...
I don't know. I mean, they didn't have any lights. They didn't have any power. So...
I'm just saying, it just seems like that's...
I don't know.
Can't you get like sepsis?
I don't know.
Stuff like that?
I'm not the doctor.
I'm just thinking of the guy.
Oh, I know. Bless his heart.
I've had some bad pains before, and I can't imagine. Surely they just morphine you up.
Yeah.
Surely that don't affect... We don't have power, but I can give you a shot. How they give it to me?
Yeah. I don't know. They can't clock it or whatever they do.
Well, there's got to be some.
They have to handwrite it.
Yeah,
that's where that handwriting comes back in.
You just don't shut down all procedures.
Yeah, I'm sure they had backup power for a little bit, but maybe not for like the whole, hospital. So you just never. I don't know the whole story. So I mean,
Well,
I could have some of that. I could be leaving something out.
Bad thing is, you got doctors and nurses that have lives also.
Oh yeah,
they have people they got to check on. They have houses they need to make sure are still there. So. It shuts down everything.
That was some crazy weather there for a couple of weeks.
That's the thing.
No, it was back to back, wasn't it? Was it in the same week?
What?
The hurricanes.
There was
5 days apart or something?
Like 8 days.
8 days
10
apart.
days, yeah, gap. So you did have, at least a week gap in between. But right now, you're finding out how good your insurance is.
Oh, yeah.
When you have something like this. Because I've seen all these stories, really heard them, where they're talking about people that lived, in the mountains of North Carolina that didn't have flood insurance and stuff like that because you don't need it when you're up in the mountains.
You
didn't know there's going to be a river of water coming down a hill with a mudslide. I saw, or I heard on a newscast in Florida, well, it was a resident in Florida, that they had flood insurance. Now, I'm going to get part of this wrong. But I do know they said that the insurance company told them that if the front windows had been busted out because of the storm and caused the rain or whatever, it would have covered. But since the water raised through the floor and came up, it would not cover it.
Oh, wow. How crazy is that?
So this was a business, and the guy lost everything. Yep.
And the insurance won't cover it.
The insurance didn't cover it.
Oh, my goodness.
So, what do you do?
That's horrible.
That's the thing when... is it that time when you're sitting down with the insurance guy and he tells you, yeah, this is what you need. Yes, this will cover it. Yeah, no worries, all this kind of stuff. And then, 8 years down the road when it happens and you find out, no, it doesn't cover it. What do you do?
Yeah.
Rough. Yeah.
Rough.
So there's nothing good about a hurricane.
We've had hurricanes. Except tornadoes in Florida. That's what was bad. was
Okay, I hadn't seen anything on the
the
Florida one.
tornadoes. There were like 8 tornadoes right back to back.
They were just, I know it was going to be such a big,
Yeah.
storm, Category 5. Of course, it went down to a 3 right when it hit.
But James Spann said,
Basically-
what's a few miles an hour on the wind
Yeah.
when you're already up
Well,
that high?
He also has said, like, when everybody hears it's gone down a notch to a 4 or a 3, people think that, well, that's better.
Right. And
But
it's really
but he's
not.
talking about,
Yeah.
it's just the winds. So
Yeah.
if it drops 10 or 15 miles per hour, that's still not a big deal. Or, you still got to take it serious.
Mhm.
But I hadn't, that's the thing. When it hit, after that, I haven't seen anything. I hadn't seen any damage or anything, or heard anything. I do know, I always check when these storms come. If you go under powerautageus.com, it gives you the listing. It updates it every 10 minutes, so you can get real-time numbers, but it tells you the states, the locations in the states of the power outages. And when I checked it the morning of what I said, Milton a minute ago, that hit North Carolina, I meant Helene. I was wrong, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Helene hit
So
first.
I misspoke. So Helene,
Helene hit
did all
North
that.
Carolina.
Right, was the first one, yeah, and Milton was the second one. So anyway, when Milton hit that next morning, I did check, and it was 6.1 million outages just in Florida.
Wow.
So, and then when I checked that evening, it was down to like 3 point something. So it's amazing how they can get
It's
that
amazing
back.
how they can get it back on so fast.
That's a neat little site. You can just pop on real quick and see it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want no part of these storms.
Me neither.
We've had a tornado that came through, here that one time.
Years ago.
Yeah.
2011? No.
No, it was around
2001?
2002 or 2003.
Oh. Sometime.
Yeah.
That was crazy
20
too.
years ago, just say that.
At least
20 plus, yeah.
Yeah, 20 plus, yeah.
And we couldn't get to the house.
You had
Because
to walk the road.
Yeah, the trees were just laid all down the road, and we had to walk.
Didn't even know if the house was here.
It was 3/4 of a mile. Yeah.
Well, you're climbing in and out of trees too, because you're going over and under.
Yeah, we had to go around them, so you couldn't even
Around.
stay on the road sometimes.
Yeah. That was crazy too.
And our dog, Sadie, our chocolate lab, was home by herself.
No, we came back and got her, didn't we?
No.
We didn't
No.
come back and get her.
All right, this is the
You
story.
wanted to.
Listen, this was back when you rented movies,
Oh, yeah.
and I had to take a movie back.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I was going to go take the movie back, and I talked you into coming with me.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't have to talk. I just asked. I said, "Come ride with me," or whatever.
Florida just intercepted
Yeah.
that.
So you came. Otherwise, you weren't coming.
No, I wasn't going.
No. So I
Not to
said,
take
"Come
a
on."
movie back.
I said, "Come on, go with me," because it's just right down the road, 5 miles down the road.
Yeah.
So we get down the road or whatever, and I don't know, was it Mom that called me, or did we hear it on the radio?
I think we heard it on the radio that it was coming to Curry.
Right. And so,
So we hightailed it.
well, I wanted to go back home.
Yes,
to
you
get saved,
did.
but I don't know if I called Mom or they called us.
I think it was too close for you to
Yes.
come.
So we had to go to Jasper. So we went to Mom's house,
Yeah.
stayed there while all this was going on, and then when it was over with, we rode back to town, or back to Curry, right? It was late.
Yeah.
Couldn't get anywhere close. So turned around and came back and spent the night at my mom and dad's, and then got up that next morning not knowing if the house was even here.
Right.
And so that's when we got, and you just had to park on the road, and you just had to walk. Like I said, it wasn't right at a mile, but it was just a little bit less. But it took forever, and then got here, and then found Sadie, and you had a tree on the roof, trees down everywhere. We didn't really have any damage, but the boat dock on the right side of us was basically, if you pulled it up out of the water, turned it upside down, and laid it back into the water. That's the way. And then I don't think last time I talked to him, he never found his boat.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, but he had a pontoon, just a regular boat, and then I think a jet ski. Or anyway, so then the neighbor to the other side of us, their walkway was just twisted and turned the opposite way. So,
Yeah.
but the funny thing was, we had a citronella candle sitting on the banister of the deck that just doesn't weigh nothing. And that mug was still sitting in the same space. I'm thinking, it's picked and thrown everything up, turned all this stuff upside down, ripped things apart, but that citronella candle was still sitting in the same. So, but yeah, I don't want no part of that. The only other time I remember when I was living at home, one came over, and it sounded like the roof was going to be ripped off the house.
Yeah.
And then just took trees down everywhere. But other than that,
I remember one when I was little. Well, I wasn't little. I was a teenager sitting in the living room floor at my dad's house doing a poster project. And we had a big poplar tree right in front of our trailer. We lived in a trailer. And lightning hit that thing. Oh, my goodness. That was
scared you.
Skirt me to deaths.
The pop of lightning real close to the house.
I mean, you know how close that tree, you didn't even know that tree was there. It was gone by the time you came along. So, yeah, I mean, like you walk out the front door and it probably wasn't 20, 30 steps away from the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was close. That was bad.
You remember the tree that got hit by lightning right here next to the house? It's cut down now.
Yeah.
It took out, what was it? Was it the computer? Refrigerator? What all did it take out?
I don't know. I don't remember it.
You don't remember that?
Maybe I don't remember it.
It even blew light bulbs?
I don't remember.
Really?
Yeah.
Well.
I don't remember much. I don't know why. I just can't remember much anymore.
Well, do you remember was it 2011 that we had the one that came through Tuscaloosa? It killed 60-some people.
Yeah, because I worked at the eye center, and that's when it hit Dr. David's parents. No, it didn't hit their house. He was out working. His parents were out working, help cutting, and he got in trouble and passed for that one. Yeah.
But that was when the power in the main town was out.
Oh yeah, it wiped.
There was only one gas station right here close by.
Yeah,
we stayed in line
didn't
one day for a few hours just trying to get gas.
Yeah. Crazy.
And then
now Jody's had me order this week. What have I ordered?
I don't even remember. I've looked at so much survival stuff this past week.
A crank radio.
A crank radio, just a hand crank radio.
Some kind of.
Well, hold on. It's still got a solar battery, a solar cell on the top, so it can run off solar. It can run off the crank, and it also has a place for 3 AAA batteries.
So I seen something about solar stuff, and it takes 54 hours to charge this solar panel thing that somebody was trying to sell.
Really?
Yeah. And he's like, well, we don't really want it for the charge. We're going to plug it up in the house, and it's going to charge all the devices or whatever. I mean, it'll charge when you plug it up in the house, too. It can do solar or just like be a charger.
Yeah. Well, that's what this is, but it's a hand crank also.
Yeah.
It
but
charges.
like he was like,
it's got a 3 or 4 different devices.
He's like, you don't care. We don't really care nothing about the solar.
Well, the other one is that solar. It's a small 4 little panel solar energy thing.
Yeah.
That's just it's a charger.
Yeah.
It's a battery for all your devices, and it's got the USB port, all that.
So did I order 2 things from Amazon and 1 thing from the TikTok? This was when it was Amazon, when it was Prime Days, and TikTok had a sale too.
Yeah.
1 thing from TikTok.
Yeah.
I think maybe.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, that's right. You got to look it up.
I gotta look it up. I gotta know.
No, that's fine.
Okay. Was it a solar thing too? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
And then I think it's some kind of survival knife.
Yeah, it's a sharpener. It's just got several things. It's the flint.
They missed that field though.
It's to make
a
a fire and all kinds of stuff. I'm telling you, if anything, you will need a few things. You know, I'm looking right now, or wanting to look for a solar panel, but I think they're $200 or $300 just for a panel.
What are you gonna do with that panel?
That look, I've got to research it first, see how long it takes to get a full charge or whatever, because I don't know how solar works.
Right.
So a big panel like that, if it takes 8 hours,
But what's it gonna do?
if you'll let me finish, I'll tell you.
Well, I need you to hurry up because you're letting my fire go out too.
Is it? Well, I
You're
can
letting
get
my
up
heat
and,
source
look,
go out.
I can get up with the microphone.
Go stoke
See?
the fire.
And I'm gonna stoke the fire.
Don't
About rip
fall.
my
Please don't
headphones
fall.
off. Let me throw this log. Y'all listen.
There went the log.
I gotta let this thing start burning down at some point now. So.
One fell outside.
Yep. Do I need to throw another log on there?
I don't know. We'll see. I might be all right.
I think that's good. Anyway, back to the solar. I'm just telling you, if you get the one panel, if I can find out how long it takes to charge it, but you're going to use that to charge other things. See, also, we need to
It has plug-ins?
You can get the adapter thing, yes, that hooks to it to where you can charge or run things. Not just charge things, but to run things. Like if you just need that to run a certain thing. Now, you don't want that one solar panel is not going to be able to, like, run a computer and hook it to your refrigerator and stuff like that. No, I'm not talking about that. You'll need, several. You'll need them on the roof of your house if you want to do something like that. I'm just talking about something you can use that, and maybe you can charge a marine battery, because you need a marine battery too that you can hook. You can have an adapter, an inverter, and you can run things off that too. If you just got if you slowly put a few dollars into this, when something really does go down, at least you'll have some ways to charge stuff. Just like the cell phone. It's great to charge a cell phone. But if the cell towers are down, your cell phone ain't worth nothing.
Nope.
But I also heard that Starlink, up in North Carolina and all that, they're all using Starlink. The police departments,
Yeah.
all of them are using that to communicate,
Yeah.
So, thank you, Elon, they said. But anyway, so that, and I'll research that. I think it's $429 for all the hardware and the taxes
Right.
to get that started. But it's $110 a month is what it comes down to, just for their internet service. Nothing special.
Wow.
But I saw a few of the reviews on it, or not reviews, but it said on there that heavy rain can disrupt service. And then somebody told me, or maybe I read this, that clouds can also affect it. So if it's a gloomy day or whatever and it just ain't getting a good signal, so I don't know. So you don't want to have, especially on the internet. I understand if, what is our spectrum? Is that considered internet if off your TV?
Spectrum. We
No,
have
that's
Spectrum
cable.
Internet and we have Spectrum Cable.
Yeah. So the case, so see, it'd
We
be
have
different.
both.
Yeah. So it's different with your cable going offline for a few seconds or glitching for a second and coming back. But if it's your internet, because there's a big cloud that came through, that's jacked up.
Yeah, we have clouds all the time, don't we?
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I would like to have the Starlink, because the neat thing about it is you can take it anywhere. You can take it on a boat, take it in the car, take it camping, do anything, and it works. So that's the cool thing about it. But it would be great if when the grid went down or the power went down or you had something, you're not going to have power for a while. That would be a great investment to have. But you don't know. If you knew nothing's going to happen, you don't need it.
Right.
And if it was an affordable alternative to what we've got now, yeah, I'd say Starlink would be the way to go. But $110 a month, and then it's not possibly going to be 100% all the time.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I'm not crazy about that. You
No.
tell me $60 a month, then we might talk.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
No.
Not for 60.
No.
When at 40?
Maybe.
Hey, about 40, 45, 45.
This ain't no auction.
I wish I could do that. I don't even know how to. How do you get started in?
I got no clue with that one.
You'll look that up. Let's go after we get off this. Let's look up some YouTube videos on how to learn how to be an auctioneer.
Let's don't.
Yeah,
Let's don't say we did.
yeah, that'd be a cool job. I can't even spell my words out trying to talk regular.
Oh, me neither.
If I tried to talk fast,
If I tried to, no
Oh, yeah.
way. I'm done.
yeah.
There's no way.
So yeah, so eventually I'm gonna get all these slowly I'm dribbling in these survival things just to have.
Oh my goodness!
If you don't go crazy and just go out there and blow $500 or $1,000 all at once,
you gotta really research.
yeah,
this
you
stuff.
just slowly get this stuff in. What?
That was a bobble ball, and then it was intercepted.
Yes, don't forget we still got the game going on. So
well, this is a different game. This is Ohio LSU. LSU and Ole Miss.
Since I'm not going to read what I had planned reading, I don't know why I didn't put my glasses back on so I could see the TV. It's crazy, ain't it?
These are low-scoring games. That one was 3-0.
Anyway, can we get back on the survival thing?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So, Patriot Supply.
Yes.
Of course, I know we're talking about them and they're not supporting the podcast, but that's fine.
Shout out. Free shout out.
25 years, lasts for 25 years. But you're talking, and I've researched it, I don't remember it now, but, you can get like a 1 week supply or a 2 week supply, a 4 week supply. I mean, you can get several $100s into it, but I think if you bought the $100 thing that just got you through for a while, would that not be worth it? Of course it's worth it if something went down and you've got it. Yeah.
You're so passionate
but
about this.
I know, but I'm just serious about it. What's $100? If it's life or death. I mean, it gets when something happens and then you go look at your pantry and you weren't prepared. It's not good. So I'd like to know I've got
You
at
mean
least
like when the toilet paper ran out at the stores 2 weeks ago because the union strike, or not union strike?
Well, there was a union strike.
Was it union strike?
It's a port,
strike.
but yeah,
port
they're
strike,
union.
yeah.
But they're union, so that's why you strike.
So, yeah, we really needed toilet paper.
Yeah.
We were out.
Yeah, I looked like one of those people that's
Jody was
one
of the ones that was the problem.
Yeah, so I had
But
Nicholas,
not really because we had to have it. We didn't have any.
So I had
it was my week to buy toilet paper.
So I had Nicholas get a pack too. So they were already out of a lot of it. So, because I kept seeing in y'all pictures of like the Walmarts I was in, of the toilet paper aisle, a bit demolished. So I grabbed a 9-roll pack because that's all biggest they had. And then I gave one to Nicholas. So we got 2 of them, but I just made sure we kind of walked separate from each other so people wouldn't think, hey, there they are. They're part of the problem right there.
There they go.
Yep.
Hoarding that paper.
Yep.
When everything I seen said your toilet paper, your paper products are made in the USA.
Yeah, but you know what?
What?
As of now, has it been 2 weeks? A week and a half since I bought that? Week and a half, yeah. The paper towel aisle still jacked up. So you tell me. See, whatever the people did, everybody that did this little bit of buying just because of the scare they had going on because of the strike, well, they haven't, been able to fill the shelf up yet. So the supply has been affected.
Somehow, huh?
Yep.
Well,
I hate I didn't get to talk about what I was going to talk about, but
I like it when it just flows.
I know, but
flows natural. But I can't even talk.
We had talked about this, not on the live, but
I don't remember talking about it. I think you just made it up.
And you agreed to it. You thought it was a good idea and everything. So here I've been reading and researching and got it, and I've got it pulled up right here.
We've already been on too long. They're tired of us now.
I'm not talking about it now. No, no. It was going to be the whole episode was going to be about this.
I'm not prepared.
Well, you were just going to have to chime in every once in a while. I was going to do all the talking. So, the next episode will be about what I was going to do on this episode.
Jody by himself.
Might be.
Jody by himself.
I might have to do some pre-recorded sayings from you like, hey, stuff like that, and I'll just add it in to make it seem like you're here since you don't want to.
That's right, Rick.
How funny. Some people will know what that came off of.
Yeah, some people will.
So we're on our last season of The Middle.
Oh, I'm so sad.
I am too.
But we're going to rewatch it because you didn't watch it. You didn't watch the first 3 seasons, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably closer to the 5th or 6th, really.
That you really honed in on it?
Yeah, because you were watching and knocked that mic over.
Well, we'll rewatch it. You will still enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's good.
So we tried to watch an episode last night. We did watch one episode.
You kept falling asleep.
And then I fell asleep. Yeah. I got up at 2:55 yesterday morning. Yeah. So that's why it was hard to keep my eyes open. And then I cut grass yesterday evening. 2 places. and I think I've stirred up so much
Did you cut
dust.
it here too?
I did. Cut the top of the hill.
I thought I was going to
Weed-eated.
come ask you if you cut it, and because I noticed it when I came home from getting groceries earlier today. So that's why I didn't notice it last night, because you done it when I was gone, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I cut it, and as I was cutting it, there's a lady walking down the road, and I just gave her a nice little wave, and she did too. But she looked weird as she was walking. She didn't. I mean, she looked like a normal person. Her mannerisms were kind of weird. Didn't really know. She stopped at a mailbox, kind of looked at a house and everything. I was like, what's she up to? She had her cell phone in her hand, looked up like, sometimes when you're talking to somebody on earbuds, you keep your phone up high anyway, kind of. Cut the grass, came down, got the weed eater, went up there, was weed eating. There's a slow-moving truck coming, and there's like 3 kids standing in the back of it going around. So I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Rolling houses.
Yeah, so I was weed eating, and
Kids
I had
don't
my
know
back.
about that these
I
days.
was coming back kind of down the hill, cutting on the edge and everything. I just felt like somebody was watching me or something, so I kind of peeked around, and she was like there, halfway through the yard to me, and she was kind of waving right there. So I put the weed eater down, turned it off. Got my earbuds out because I sure couldn't hear because I had them so loud. And then that's where they were looking for their dog.
That dog.
Yeah, their lost little dog. And I don't remember what I told you. It was a white.
Little white.
Starts with a M.
Maltese.
I think I told you Maltese, but it says something doodle. I think that it's something doodle. Starts with a M.
There's no little doodle dogs.
Well, apparently there is.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Who knows?
There is.
Who knows?
So anyway,
speaking of last night.
But she
Okay.
she said, let me finish.
Oh, you weren't.
I wasn't finished. I didn't even got back to me having the sniffles. I was trying.
Talking.
So she gave me she said, I said, well, she said, if you see it, just can you put it out there on Facebook or whatever? She told me the whole thing. And she was crying. I mean, she was upset. And I hated it. Yeah, it bothered me because I hate somebody if you lose your dog. I mean, because I love dogs. Now, if you lose your cat, I don't care. But if you...
I got you one. If you lose your cat, I got your replacement.
We'll give you another. But a dog's a different story. And I got another thing. I can talk about the dogs in a minute. But anyway. So I said, let me get your number or something in case, I find it. Oh, and that's when I told her, I said, hold on. I said, no. I said, my son said that there was a white dog at the house that he tried to pet. And I told her, I said, I got home like 30 minutes ago. I said, and he was leaving, and he told me that there was a dog down there. I said, let me call him real quick. I called Nicholas because he'd gone to the gym. And he said, yeah. He said, but, it wouldn't come to me. And I told him it's white and whatever kind of little dog it was. He said, yeah, that was it. And then I was like, which way did it go when it left? And he said, it just went up the driveway. So I told her all that. And so I said, well, give me your number or whatever. And she's like, well, it's got it on this collar thing.
Oh, yeah.
But she said it's got the little...
The microchip.
It's got a thing on its collar. It's got that they can go online or they can go on their phone and kind of like an AirTag.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
But it's on the thing, and she said it wasn't working. And I was like, oh my goodness, you got to be kidding me. So I'd be so mad.
Oh, I would
so I don't know how those work.
Kind of like you can ping your phone, if you've lost it or something.
Yeah. So, anyway, so she said, well, let me give you because I was thinking like, if I see your dog
and it won't come to you,
and it won't come to me, how am I going to let you know, hey, your dog's right here, come get it, I'll keep an eye on it or something. But so she gave me her number. And, but anyway, so this morning, I had a notification on my phone. I don't ever get on Facebook. But I tell you, I always get these notifications from Smith Lake, the group that I'm on or whatever. I went on there and it said lost dog.
Oh.
And it was a lady and she was talking lost on, our road and what kind it was. And she also said, I think it's Max. He'll come to Max or if you've got turkey. So I thought,
well, we're good then because we got a turkey.
Yeah, she should have told me that. I'd have gone around with a turkey slice in my hand. But anyway, so underneath it, like 2 hours after she had posted, I don't know when she had posted it. But it said 2 hours after that, it said, it has been found.
Yay.
So,
good.
That's all I know.
Good deal.
But back to the dog thing. All right.
We still got battery on this thing? You said we was going to run short.
Yeah, I think so. I posted on the other podcast, Three Wheels, No Direction.
Here we go.
It was on YouTube. We've got a YouTube channel. The same name, Three Wheels, No Direction. I posted
I'm done.
Listen, we had talked, and have we talked about this?
I'm done.
The dog that's got I was in a neighboring county. It's been a while now. I think it was back, actually, might have been spring. I think it was spring. There was at a convenience store, there was a dog in the parking lot that had a water meter lid around its neck. And you couldn't get close to it. And people was trying to feed it. They're trying to catch it to get the water meter out. So apparently this dog had stuck its head down in a water meter, in the hole right there. And when he jerked his head up, the lid came off and now it's around his neck. The craziest thing. But I talked to the one of the ladies there, and they said, yeah, he's been roaming around for a week like that. At least a week that's been around his neck. So that's terrible. So nobody can catch and everything. So I took a video of it, and I remember, I seen it to everybody, like, because you won't believe what I saw. Well, anyway, on that other podcast, we talked about it a while back. Well, when we did the YouTube channel a couple weeks ago, I posted a video on there, and oh my goodness, at the negative comments I got, because I'm such a piece of trash, because I did not do anything to try and help that dog. If I'd put my stupid phone down and stop video and try and save that poor dog, and I'm like,
I agree.
I don't know. You see if I build you another fire out here.
Well, you've let it go out, so I'm a little mad at you.
I know. But seriously, I'm like, why in the world would you even comment on it? Do you not really think that nobody's trying to help this dog? I mean, really.
Some people not. Some people are cruel.
These people, it makes me mad. And I understand now why they say don't read comments.
Yeah. You can't handle them.
I can't handle it.
Jody
so no, I had to be
comments.
I tried not, but I had to be negative back at them.
Jody cannot.
I have to throw it back in their face, and then they start talking about karma coming back, and all this kind of stuff. And then there's a lady that replied today that said it was the most disgusting thing she's seen on the internet today.
Oh my goodness!
I was like a lid on a head of a dog. And it's just because, disgusting. And apparently just because I'm not on video, I'm not showing that I'm trying to help it. So that makes it even worse.
Yeah, that's bad. I can't believe you.
I know.
I can't believe you.
We tried. They just don't know that.
Yep.
And then the other video of when we got the armadillo over here.
Yeah.
With it, oh my goodness. Because I was poking at it with a stick, trying to get it out of the hole.
Trying to get it out.
Yeah, trying to get it out. And I'm the most inhumane person that's alive. I'm like, it's unbelievable. And I don't know why and that's on TikTok, by the way. And that thing has gone
TikTok
crazy.
It's cruel.
TikTok, a week ago, I had like 1,000 views on that thing. A week ago. I've got over 13,000 now, and every Tom, Dick, and Harry has come out of the woodwork calling me names and everything because of what I'm doing to that poor armadillo.
Bless it.
My goodness. And because the neighbor's dog was with me. And I was saying, get it. I was just getting the dog. The dog was just barking, And I'm terrible because I'm trying to get that dog to attack that thing. No, I'm just trying to get the dog riled up. My goodness. Apparently people don't understand what an armadillo is. That dog is not going to be able to, that dog won't be able to tear that thing up. You can't even, if you ever try to grab an armadillo out of a hole by its tail, I have.
No, and I'm not going to.
And you can't get them out of there because they dig in. You ain't going to be able to get them mugs out of there.
All right, get off the horse.
So have you ever commented on somebody's post or video or whatever, whether you liked it or not? I'm not talking about somebody you know. Like, that's a cute baby.
I comment on people's stuff all the time. I don't know them.
Like, I'm not talking about nails.
It's not nails.
What then? I'm just saying, I don't know anybody that comments on things. If I saw a police interaction video that I like to watch and a guy's being a turd towards a cop, I don't send a comment to the guy saying, you know what, you're a jerk. You shouldn't do that to a cop.
No, I don't.
That's what I'm saying. I just watch these videos and pass it on by. So.
Well, I think we're going to leave on that note,
Yeah,
folks.
I'm going to go check my blood pressure.
Because, my goodness.
I didn't mean to get riled up.
Got him riled up
Anyway,
there.
so back to my sniffing and
Oh my
stuff.
gosh.
All day long.
This is the Jody Show tonight,
I have been
folks.
my nose has ran. My head's been stopped up. My eye was swollen this morning when I got up.
He's got a man cold.
A man cold? Is that what it is?
Yeah, you're whining about
I
it.
can't handle it.
I had to find him some medicine. He's got a man cold.
You did have to find me
Ladies,
some.
you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm so much better though. You know, I had some stuff to do around here, and my nose was just, it was terrible. It was just dripping.
I'm sorry.
I could just stand there and have my head to and just drip if I wanted to let it drip.
You probably did.
Drip. I did. I watched it. I want to see how many times it drip. Drip.
Gross.
Drip. Off the point of your nose. Drip.
Enough. Nobody don't want to hear that.
They don't know if I'm telling the truth or not. So
All
I'm
right.
better. Your medicine worked apparently.
Well, good.
'Cause
Suck
now-
it up,
'cause
Buttercup.
now I'm just dry. Now I'm just.
Suck it up,
Yeah.
Buttercup.
I think I'm done. Now. What do you got to talk about?
I went to trivia last night.
That's right. You did.
I didn't know none of it.
Gilmore Girls.
I've watched Gilmore Girls 1,000 times.
Hey, if any
But
of y'all
I
out
cannot
there,
remember anything, y'all. It don't matter what it is.
does anybody out there watch Gilmore Girls? Have you or do you still? Because Amanda is like crazy about them. We're down to 1% like on
Okay.
our record. We've got to go.
So we
Wait.
came in second out of probably about 20 teams. And if we had bought a book, because the author of this new book was there, it was at a paper, it was at a bookstore, but it was in the square, which is at our courthouse downtown.
Yeah.
If it hadn't have took us an hour to get our sushi to eat,
Ugh.
we could have bought us a book and we would have won. So we tied with another team, and they got one of the bonus questions right.
So what do you
and we
do? Just have
didn't.
bragging rights? Is that all
I guess so. No, you won a basket. You won stuff.
It sounded fun though. Was it
It
fun?
was fun. Yeah, it was
Y'all just
totally fun.
just take your
Girls' night
chairs?
out was totally fun.
You just took your chairs and sit outside and did all that?
We
That's
sat
fun.
at the square, at
And
the
wh-
courthouse square. All right, guys.
So what
Hopefully
did I
tune
do?
in next week.
You're gone. Nicholas
You
is
cut
gone.
grass. I don't know. You
cut
probably
grass.
had a good
Well,
time
yeah,
without
enjoyed
us here
myself.
nagging.
Hey, we'll try and start back being here every Monday, but like I said, when things are busy, things are
Next
busy.
week is fall festival. I
Yeah,
don't know
so-
when we will record.
So
I
we-
can't say that fast.
We really need to be consistent on Mondays, and we've done a pretty good job. But now, I mean, it's just like hit and miss. So we'll try better. Our apologies, but we do appreciate you listening. And
Let us know if you missed us.
Yeah, please.
Comment. Let us know.
Only if it's a nice comment. 'Cause
Nah,
I can't-
give us those hate
I
comments.
can't deal
love
with
them.
hateful ones. It really bothers me, and I don't know what. I mean, I kind of black out, and I've seen that I've hit the send button after something that I've wrote.
All right, guys. We'll talk at you later.
All right, bye-bye.